Biggest anime of the season is for sure Spy Family, and for good reason. This series handles literally everything right. The characters are amazing, the story is really good, and even the animation is extremely solid. This series is definitely the best anime this season. Spy Family has this charm to it that makes you love the series. The way that this series can get you to laugh or feel those nice wholesome moments is amazing. This series also has some action in it as well that I really like, as it allows for the show to have a wider audience since there are some people who exclusively watch action series and nothing else. I can't get enough of how good this series is. I just love everything about this series and what it means for the future of anime. With series like Spy Family and My Justice Darling being the most popular anime of their seasons, it goes to show the shift in the anime sphere, where it used to always be the isekai or shonen series that were the most popular, but now it's starting to shift to the more wholesome series like these two. Which honestly, I'm here for it because I've always liked these types of series more anyway. Too bad with popularity comes drama, as not everyone seems to think that Spy Family is one of the most wholesome and cute anime in existence, with a lot of people, mostly on TikTok, saying some absolutely idiotic things about this series. Sometimes I wish there's a way to just have everyone universally agree when a show is good, but that will obviously never happen. Now, of course I'm not saying you have to like Spy Family, because you don't, that's your opinion if you don't. But don't be like some of these people saying stupid shit to try to get some attention on your page, because all that brings is hate, which I'm not a huge fan of. I honestly recommend this anime to everyone because I'm sure you can find something to like in this anime, and if you don't, that's also cool, but at least you would have given it a shot and to be able to discuss it with friends. If you've made it this far into the video, it would be awesome if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I make new anime and manga content every week. Alright, let's jump into the bulk of the video and try to really convince you guys to check out this series if you haven't, or to just have a good time watching someone agree with you for about 5 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna come out and say Anya is by far the best character in the show. Not to say Lloyd and Yor are bad because they're not, but Anya literally makes this show. All the funny jokes come from her trying not to lose this family that she now has. All of the wholesome moments come from Lloyd and Yor treating Anya like their child. The character writing in this series is next level, and it really makes everything about this show 100 times better. Some of the side characters are pretty good too and help to enhance the story a bit, which I quite enjoy. Like the other spy dude that works alongside Lloyd makes for some really good comedy as he becomes the butt of so many jokes, and it honestly just works to enhance the series a lot. This series is a really good example of how to mix a lot of genres together nicely by making the characters the way they are. The character dynamics are the best. Everyone trying to hide their true identities from each other makes for a lot of really hilarious comedy, as well as some pretty badass moments. Lloyd brought this whole thing together because he's a spy, and him trying to complete his mission without anyone finding out is hilarious. Especially since Anya knows everything and almost like purposefully makes his life harder while she's trying to help, which makes for some really good, really wholesome moments in this series. And Yor being an assassin and having to hide that is funny because she also works as a civil servant as a front for her real work. And so every time she pulls out some badass martial arts or some crazy parkour moves, you start questioning like, how in the hell has Lloyd not suspected anything? No normal everyday woman working as a civil servant can do this shit. But it makes for all the best comedy, so I'm for it. This series somehow has a way to get you to love all of the characters by not only making them really funny, but making them seem like real people. Like sure, they have some pretty wacky jobs, and in Anya's case, powers, but still, looking at these characters are written, it gives you the feel that they could very much so be real people. Which helps to enhance the story a lot and make the series significantly better to sit through and watch, which I'm all for. You should check this series out for the characters alone, because they are absolutely what make this series. You know, no one really talks about the world of Spy Family, and that might be because it isn't really all that important to the type of story being told, as this series is nothing but wholesome comedy. But at the same time, I feel like the way the story introduces us to the world is pretty good and helps to give a really good setup for the entire story about to be told and why Lloyd is going on this mission. It also helps to make sure that you know that nothing in the series is going to be all that serious. But at the same time, it does set up a story to be told and it does execute on it. We know that this world is about to go to war again because of the movements of some unsavory people, and so it's up to Lloyd to stop them. Not only Lloyd though, the world helps to establish why Yor has the type of job that she has, and it makes the whole series come together nicely, which really helps to keep you invested in the series. The world even briefly helps to explain why someone like Anya exists in this world because of all of the stuff that happened to her in the past, with all the BS she had to go through. The world was the perfect catalyst for this series and makes the series 100 times better, even if it doesn't go further than the introduction stuff for quite some time. The animation in the series is next level good. It is a collaboration between Wit and Cloverworks, so it's not too surprising. But it looks amazing, everything just comes together really nicely to make the whole experience that much nicer. And the art in the series is also pretty good. Both the manga and the anime look great. I think the manga art is better, but the anime still takes its own style and it works so well. So if you're looking for some amazing animation in your anime, then this series will be right up your alley. The music in the anime is quite good and enhances a lot of scenes from the manga amazingly. I like the way most of the OSTs sound, but the OP is kinda only okay. I actually don't think it's the greatest thing ever, but it does fit the feel of the series very nicely, which helps you to get into the mood for a new episode of the series. But overall, the music in the series sounds quite good and is also used at all the right moments to enhance a lot of the scenes from the manga to make them hit that much harder than they otherwise would have. So you should definitely listen to the soundtrack for this series because it is amazing. Before the season even started, I think we all knew Spy Family was going to be the most popular anime of this season. Of course, I knew this as well, but I didn't know how popular it was going to be. This series has exploded in popularity to the point that it's basically the only series being talked about this season, which is crazy. It's well deserved, don't get me wrong, but there are also quite a few other really good series this season that are being completely overshadowed by the behemoth that is Spy Family. With that being said, if you for some reason haven't watched this series yet, you might as well do yourself a favor and do so, because this series deserves to be as popular as it is for how good this series is.